Hello everybody, third take here. I like to do multiple takes to make sure I really got the subject matter down, get rid of some of the ums and ohs that I'm saying, and really start to produce you guys some more better videos. Getting a great response from these videos. Last one blew up. Last couple have totally blown up. I've got some of lesser known speakers like the Bauer and Wilkin Concept 90s. Don't get as much traffic as known because they're not searched as much, those topics. But I really respect those speakers and really like coming out with this rare stuff for you. In the past videos, I've been talking to you all, and I said that if I got a good response, that I would be spending more time on these videos. So I'm getting a great response from you all. You guys are subscribing at unprecedented records. You are watching my videos. My view times are up and everything. Very excited, very happy to be seen. We're doing this for fun, and it's nice to be finally being seen some results. So as I said, like and subscribe my videos. There's a little hat down there. You can click on it. You can then subscribe to me or just subscribe through your normal interface. And as I said, Newsboy Audio is who I am. This is my brand. We've had some trolls recently that are just totally encouraging me to make me more videos. They're saying quit, so here we go. I want to dive into the topic now. We've got the Kef LS50 Meta and Anniversary, the comparison. I have spent a year with both of these speakers, or near a year with both of these speakers, analyzing them, listening to them, and coming up with this video idea. It's been on my topic and on my mind for a long time because I really wanted to do it well, and I hope I do a great job with it. It's a great topic and a great pair of speakers. Why? Because first of all, I think it's one of the most beautiful speakers I have ever seen. Love the coaxial design, this little tiny speaker with the inside tweeter in there. That is beautiful. The way that they did the imprinted aluminum drivers absolutely looks like a beautiful flower in both of them. And I can't be happier with the looks. The round surface in here, really good looking. The flat black and the flat gray, very good looking. I kind of like the flat enclosure of the Meta a little bit more than the shiny enclosure of the Anniversary. Part of it is because I'm very worried that this is going to get scratched up. Got cat that just likes to sit on my speakers and apparently interrupt my videos as well. So we got both of these speakers and they're very, very nice. The differences between them, first of all, on the used market, you can buy this one for about $550 or $600, maybe a little bit lower if you get lucky. This one you could buy on the used market at this time for about $950 to $1,000 or more. Both are the passive speakers. Both do not have the wireless, and I only recommend the passive speakers. The wireless speakers, I've been hearing reports of the wireless features dying in them, warranty claims, things like that. And for me, I want a speaker that I know will last 20 years, and the electronics is always going to be a weak point in them. These drivers should last for 20, 30, 40, 50 years easily, but the electronics on the back may not. And who knows how long Kef will support those electronics and how long you can find them on the used market. So if you want a lasting product, I do recommend a separate power source. But with the separate power source, you've got a whole host of new problems. One of the things that I'm hearing about a lot of from people, which I do not experience, is that low power quality is a problem with these speakers. People are reporting that they do not provide enough bass with them, that they do not provide enough thump with them. And a lot of people say that when they change their power source, it changes and affects it. I've also heard, especially with this Anniversary, that room correction is important, or an equalizer is important. That this is a little bit more brighter than the Meta, and that it can, bringing down the treble and bringing up the bass can really make it shine. I do notice that this one has a little less bass, a little bit less thump than the Meta. I also noticed that the Meta has a little bit more accuracy. It's got a precision to it that is absolutely unmuddled, and it sounds precise and clear. When the music stops, it ends. Part of the reason for that, build quality. These things are built like tanks, absolutely 100% strong enclosures. They do not reverberate much. You can't hear them. They've been commented on online. GR Research is saying the same thing. The enclosure is absolutely phenomenal. They've done an incredible job, and the lack of reverberation is part of the reason they are so damn popular. As far as their biggest criticism that I've received about them is the lack of bass. Some people think that they should be like Genelec, and Genelec has passive or active speakers where they boost up the bass through an equalizer. I do not think that that's the case. These are bookshelf speakers. They're never going to perform down below 30 hertz, and both of them start to cut down around 100 hertz or 80 hertz. And they start to drop down. So you do need a subwoofer if you really want to get the thump out of these. But with that said, I own every single tower I own also shines with a subwoofer. So is the bookshelf better or worse than a tower? Well, maybe we should come out with a video on that later on. But I will have to say that it's still in my mind a debate, and especially because of these great speakers at such a great affordable price. They have come out with an LS50 tower. It's really rare. I've seen it on the used market. I have not heard it. But they also have the next ones up, which are the Blades, and I think they're P series or something. They're premium series. They are both supposedly very good, but I have not heard them, so I can't make any comments on them. As I said, both of these are passive. They need 8 ohms. They shine around 100 watts, and they're both the coaxial designs. My personal preference for the looks is the Meta. I really like the red color. I'm not dishing this gold one, but the red is just absolutely gorgeous with this gray. Owning this speaker is a dream of mine. I'm so happy. I use them in my office in near field situations. And I have to say that I absolutely love it for it. The coaxial design, perfect for near field monitors because the sound comes out very well combined. You do not have to be far away for the tweeter and the woofer to mix properly. And they just really perform very well in those situations. So for me, it's a perfect speaker for what I want. It's the ultimate computer speaker, or one of them. Maybe the F1 by Fine is the only one that I would really like to compare with them. It's more money though, so is it worth it? I'd have to see. But the Fine Audio F1 is one of the ones I really want to test with it next. I've been trying to compare these two for some times. This one is a little bit more muddled, I'd have to say, just not as quite as clear, and the bass just doesn't thump quite as much without an equalizer. This one just more natural and more easier on the ears, I find it. I like them both, and I'm very happy with them actually. And I've been listening to them for so long. Those are the biggest differences, I have to say. They both are very hefty designs and they weigh a little bit, but let's get them around so you can see the backs of them. The backs are just simple, very high quality speaker binding posts on both of them. And they've got this plastic port design. It's plastic on the outside and it is rubber on the inside. If you reach in here, you'll find it's a rubber little cone, probably to help reduce the turbulence that are coming through here and really make this come out perfectly. It sounds like it's got a little dust in here still. Clean them up a little bit for the videos, but I guess I missed that. So you got both of these. They're very high quality. Got the Kef labels on them, and they're just overall very well. They've got some foam inserts if you get them that you could plug in there if you want to reduce the port, but I don't use them. You do want to be careful of how far away from the wall, back wall they are because of this port design. You really need the sound to come back through, and so you want to position these very carefully, generally with this back port. You can play around and see, but if you're going to put them on bookshelves anyways, or up high or non-optimal positions, I would recommend doing the Kef Anniversary anyways. With a speaker of this caliber, you really need them in optimal listening positions to fully enjoy them. So if you're going to compromise their listening environments, I would go with a cheaper one. If I'm going to listen to them on my near-field audio or in a studio or in a home entertainment system, I would definitely go with the Meta. It is worth, when I double the price of speakers from $500 to $1,000, it doesn't matter the brand, but I see about a 16% increase. And that's just the natural order of things when you're talking about speakers. You pay a lot more money for very little improvement. And as you go higher and higher up, the improvements you see by doubling the price starts decreasing. Whether or not it's a 16th or an 8th of an improvement or a 4th of an improvement, that's up to debate. You know, I would put it probably around that, but I'm guessing, you know. There's no way to accurately determine quality that way, so I'm not making any warranted statements. Anyways, power sources, I did speak of the Wilsonton R8. It's a great match with this. Same with Monolith, same with the Rotella, and these are the speakers. The difference between the Meta here is that you've got the Metamaterial and the driver. It's just a great, the driver they improved and made small improvements throughout the driver, whereas the older ones, it's a little less, and you can't hear it. They are just sharper, more accurate, more precise. But that's not to say that this isn't a very good speaker on itself. Anyways, that is my recommendations. That's my review. Like and subscribe. There's my hat. And as always, comment, share my videos. I really appreciate all you guys watching and staying tuned, and keep contacting me. I love your feedback, and I really want to make better videos. I'm enjoying the heck out of this, both me and my wife, who's my partner in a lot of this. We're a family-operated small business, and we're just enjoying this technology and enjoying the music that we get to listen to. Shout out to Agnes Obel or Ryaxop. If you haven't heard them, go download their latest tracks. They're amazing artists that I've been really fascinated with sometime. Great to play on both of them. Anyways, thanks for watching my video. Enjoy!